Hello, y'all. It's 10:50 p.m. I had to start this video all over again because I just had to battle a mosquito. So I was trying to say that the bentonite clay that's been working for me, the Great Plains clay, the Great Plains yerba prima, I tried to put it on the warts and see if this would help. I tried the other clay and it didn't work. So I had to battle mosquitoes, and I still got a lot of mosquitoes up in here. Um, so I tried to be productive and tried to pass the time with trying to clean up. Where did that basket go? Trying to clean up and take out the trash. And they had more mosquitoes tonight than last night. More mosquitoes tonight than last night that came up in here, and I'm battling and fighting them off. And I used the peppermint oil, and I've been using the peppermint oil all day. And so I've been using the peppermint oil all day. And the gnats, they bother me. I saw like one this morning. I saw one gnat this morning. And then they left me alone and didn't bother me all day until dinner time. And then the gnats came back with vengeance. So they got this one mosquito I'm battling that I can't even properly catch him. I think I got him this time. So, yeah, it's like the mosquitoes like to go up in the ceiling. I don't want them in this house at all. I don't want any mosquitoes, gnats, or nothing up in here. But they got a lot of them in the ceiling. So it's like if I gotta avoid going out at nighttime because of all the critters, but then I have to avoid going out during the daytime because more people, more gang stalkers. When is there ever a good time for me to go out? So anyway, I'm trying to see if this yerba prima bentonite clay would be effective. I thought I heard that they heal all kinds of skin ailments, like I heard that the bentonite clay would cure like all kinds of skin problems and skin abscesses, but I cannot find any information on whether or not clay would cure a wart. So I tried that fossil power clay. It didn't seem to help. But I already told y'all that fossil power does not help really, but nothing for me. Some people say that they got a bad batch and it wasn't effective for them, but most people said that theirs worked pretty good. So with the fossil power, I don't know whether or not to give it away. I don't know who to give it to, because I don't know nobody really over here. So I don't know if I should give it away or if I should just continue using it, hoping for something to happen. But they had this man, I think he did say he used the fossil power clay, and he said that he put it all over his body from head to toe, and he said that it healed all his skin ailments. But so I don't know, I feel very disappointed about that fossil power. But the Redmond clay, that's a very good product. I mean, Redmond Trading Company has great products. But I hate their customer service, and I heard that Salt Lake City is full of fake Mormon cult members and a lot of people who are racist against blacks. So I don't know if that was the case or was part of the gang stalking or what, but I haven't written like an Amazon review in a long time. I mean, for a long time. And I recently wrote a couple of Amazon reviews, but when I don't understand why Amazon immediately removed my well, if they had Amazon to immediately remove my post almost instantly, and I never had that happen before, because I put a bad review, saying that they were rude to me and hurt my feelings or whatever, but it was the truth. But I didn't but I mean, if y'all concerned, how about y'all better y'all customer service? Because they were rude to me every time I try to call up and ask what are the 1,000 uses of the clay that they advertise about. They say more than 1,000 uses of clay. I mean, more than 1,000 uses for the Redmond clay. So every time I ask what are the 1,000 uses, they would get really rude with me and hang up in my face, and say that they can't answer, and that they can't answer any questions until after they're patented. And once you getting patented means you sold out. So then they have become vague, and people wonder if the clay is used, can you still eat the clay? And they were saying that, well, they didn't answer. They don't, even after they're patented, they still won't answer your question, directly. They'd be vague about it and say that they just wanted to focus on the beauty the health. I mean, the skin and beauty aspect of the clay. They even removed the Relight product and a couple of in a couple of other products. They removed them. So I used to consider Redmond products to be my favorite. I used to consider it my favorite, and I used to heavily advocate for their products. and everything, you know. So I used to love their clay, the real salt, earth paste, but I don't like. I'm sorry. Their Relight product, I never got to try. The Relight product, I never really got to try it, but I've tried the real salt and the earth paste and the clay, but I never tried the Relight. But but each and every time I called, it was a different person who gave me a abusive, rude response each and every time I called. And I even tried to ask about, how could I get a job working for them too. And so they must know who I am now, because I even wrote them a physical letter. They ignored me. When I wrote a physical letter to Amazing Grass Green Supplement Company, and they didn't. I'm not sure if they answered my question. I think they did respond to my question, and they gave me like free samples. They responded to my question, and they gave me free samples. So I respect them. So the Kirk's natural Castile soap. Well, I asked them why they changed their formula or whatever. Well, they didn't answer. They didn't respond to my question, but instead they just gave me like a generous, handsome amount of free samples. And I'm like, well, I respect y'all for that. Thank you. Thank you. But I threw the Redmond company. I threw that, and I did my own personal boycott and throw that company in the trash. So they were saying that their company didn't allow, that the government or whatever didn't allow them to answer any questions at all, because they're in the process of being patented. And now that they're patented, people are unclear if the stuff is still safe to take internally. But a lot of the stuff that's safe and natural, these companies admit that they have to be forced to, that the government or whatever, the only way that they can sell the product is that they have to, lie on their own company in order to sell the product. So, if the product would not contain lead at all, but the government forces them to lie on their own company and say that, well, this product contains lead, or this product contains or they'll have to be forced to put that Proposition 65 warning. Y'all know how the government is crooked, but so it's like natural health going up against big pharma, and it seems like as if maybe by the time I contacted the Redmond people, maybe they already made their deal with the devil and sold out, because I damn sure wish I could have known what are those thousands of uses for the clay. Because, I've heard other people say stories about how the clay, like bentonite, like even with other brands or whatever, so-called testimonies about how the bentonite clay would do stuff like heal abscessed teeth. But you got to keep using it though, or heal candida. or if you accidentally injure yourself and then you put a poultice. Maybe I'm doing this wrong, but I need to do a proper poultice for this probably. And if they put a poultice on their knee, if they scratch their knee, and then they say that the next day is everything being like they go to bed and then they wake up the next day and everything is healed and their skin is like new the next day or the next few days or something like that. Or I've heard stories about people saying that the bentonite clay would cure and heal broken bones naturally. Or they would say the bentonite clay or activated charcoal draws out poisons and make your skin back to like new, or or everything healing quickly already. So yeah, it took me I was very bitter and upset and angry at the Redmond people for a long time. The fact that, and then I even try to contact them on YouTube, they ignored me too. So, I mean, I used to have fun with the earth paste, and, they advertised and bragged that, it was safe to swallow, and like toothpaste that's safe to swallow. And I've swallowed it numerous times, um, and so, I feel very sour about the Redmond products. I feel like a certain kind of betrayal, and me being treated the way I was treated. It could have been gang stalking related. They were probably perps. Who knows? But I'm saying that the Amazing Grass and the Kirk's Castile Company, I respect them though. So so for my detox baths, they would sell the Aztec Indian Healing Clay for under $10, and it says external use only. And I never used that internally, just to stay on the safe side. But I've seen people say that they brush their teeth with it and stuff like that. But I don't want to be worried all night, or for me to even be scared that something bad gonna happen to me if I took the Aztec clay internally or brushed my teeth with it. But I've seen YouTube and TikTok videos of people brushing their teeth with it, but it says external use only. So internally, I take the Great Plains Yerba Prima, and it works, pretty good. As I said, it takes away pain and inflammation. And if I'm menstruating and take that in conjunction with the Amazing Grass, it'll do a better job, more effectively at taking away, like if you can have like a painless period. Very effective. So with the fossil power, I still be in pain. I still feel have the nasty taste on my mouth, or feel there'll still be oral thrush, or the infection with the abscess won't go away, but I would I would expel a lot of mucus, and it would bring me to the bathroom to pee a lot mainly, but sometimes doo-doo. But sorry for TMI, but the Great Plains Yerba Prima, it takes away pain and inflammation to the point where I can better tolerate standing on my feet for longer periods of time if I had an 8 hour work shift for a job. So and so the swelling and the infection and the pressure would go down when I brushed my teeth with the Great Plains. All that would go down, and then my gums would start to heal. My gums will start to heal if I be more consistent with doing it. And flossing makes it better. And then when I brush my tongue with the Great Plains, I don't even taste, I don't have the white or brown or yellow stuff on my tongue. Like, it's white stuff on my tongue now. My tongue will be more pink. My tongue will be more pink, and all the white stuff will come off, and I can expel mucus. And also, the bad taste on my tongue that tastes like shit, tastes like a sack of shit, from the abscess thing. But, the closest to healing, since, I don't have, I can't afford a dentist. So, the closest to healing naturally is to use that that bentonite clay. And a lot of people say that the bentonite clay is good for detoxing, good for targeted individuals, detoxing nanotechnology, the detoxing nano, and the directed energy weapons and the chemtrails and stuff like that. So I told y'all that when I was homeless on the streets, and it was earlier this year or sometime last year that I don't think it was a tonsil stone. I think it was a strep infection in the back of my throat. I brushed my teeth, then the next day it was gone. Brushed my teeth with the Great Plains Yerba Prima, and the next day it was gone. That infection or what that was, how if you might have like an infection or something in the back of your throat, like a strep throat or something, and people say that's highly contagious, and I didn't even know I had it. And then, one day I noticed it, and then I brushed my teeth and floss and everything. The next day, it was gone. It was gone. I promise y'all, it was gone. So no need to go to the emergency room like I did in like 2000. I think it was in 2011. I was living in Denton, Texas. And they had an abusive, narcissistic, fake nurse that, treated me like I murdered somebody. Because because I came to the emergency room with strep throat. And she was all like vicious, hate, angry, and like really mad at me and stuff. Because she was talking about it being so contagious or whatever. But yeah, the strep throat, it knocked out, and then, never came back for a while. But I'm starting, this is trying to dry on my hands, and I'm starting to feel a little bit of tingling and a little bit of pressure. So I hope that means it's working. And then another second tiny baby wart is trying to grow right here. but I already had like 2 warts right next to each other on this finger, this middle finger. But I stopped trying to use the oil mixture, like the castor oil and coconut oil mixture, because they said it clogged drains. I don't know. I guess I might just try a different way to do it. Um, but the castor oil and coconut oil and baking soda and bentonite clay and a little bit of Himalayan pink salt. That mixture got rid of one. It got rid of one of the wart that was right here. It got rid of it. It got rid of that one. But I hate that every time I get rid of one wart, another one grows. And this right here on my nose, I don't know if it's an actual wart or if it's a keloid scar. If it's a small keloid scar or if it's a wart, I don't know. But yeah, they had a man who used, I think he did use the fossil power stuff. And he said that he used it all over his body. And he said like he mixed it with water and then put it all over his body. And he said he went to work. He said he went to work with that all over his body. And he said he didn't care that people looked at him funny. He said it cured like every skin ailment that he had. He said he even, used it in the shower and everything. But I don't have a regular bathtub. I thought about buying a kiddie pool, but it would be hell trying to find a way to empty out the water. So, yeah, I thought about buying a cheap kiddie pool and take detox baths in a kiddie pool. But I damn sure miss having a place where I can lay out in a bathtub and take my relaxing 45-minute detox baths. I already showed y'all, the detox baths. I mean, one version that I use, with the bentonite clay, Epsom salt, baking soda. During the summer, I would use coconut oil, but in the other months, I would use they say jojoba oil, but I prefer that coconut oil during the summer. And you can use like lavender or peppermint or orange or cedarwood essential oil or lemon, maybe even lemongrass or whatever you want to stimulate your senses, or even eucalyptus oil. So so you can relax and soak in the tub for 45 minutes and have a nice warm glass of water right by you, and drink it to stay hydrated, and try to have water, the water as hot as you can handle it, and swish all the ingredients in the tub, and then try to every 5 minutes switch positions, trying to make sure you got every part of your body. I've had moments when I would take those detox baths and say something like this right here, or any other acne bump. 20 minutes after being in the detox bath, um the blackheads and stuff like that would just come out effortlessly. They would just start coming out, like just start like this bump right here, you know, or all these little bumps over here. Yeah, like if I was taking a detox bath, they would just, I wouldn't even have to pop or squeeze them. They would just come out and the whole blackheads just fall out off of my skin, and then I would be sweaty. And even if I didn't use any oil at all, um once I'm halfway through detoxing, um they would have like a thick, like an oily like oily residue coming out of my skin, and they would have like an oily film on top of the tub on the bath water while I'm trying to detox, you know um trying to detox my body. And a lot of targeted individuals say that they take that bentonite clay or they take the detox baths, you know and they emphasize and stress clean eating. But being homeless and poor, the way the perps ruin our finances, it's really hard. It's very difficult to it's really difficult to have healthy food to eat and everything. But now the perps think I'm crazy for wanting to eat healthy. But they would call me fat and greedy every day, just like they would falsely call me a scammer every day. Falsely say that I'm an ungrateful scammer and I'm a fraud and everything. But they don't even know me. They don't. So the other female that supposedly, she's a homeless supposed targeted individual, and she said the same thing, that basically she just would like to fulfill her own destiny in life and stop listening to people, trying to control her and tell her what to do, and people who really don't mean her any good, you know. So and she reminds me a lot of myself, with being homeless, black, female, and targeted, and striving for independence, So but I think she's able-bodied, you know. I don't know. I don't think she has like really disabilities or anything like I do, but she supposedly have more, excuse me, she has more abilities than I do though. But so anyway, it's about to be Wednesday. um so I have a few days worth of food left. I'm like, wow, well, my refrigerator is like half bare now. Like my refrigerator and freezer is like half bare. Like that was kind of quick, but nah, because it was stocked last Monday. So, um, Well, I hate that I had to throw away the that thing of that bag of broccoli. So I think I might have 3 or 4 days worth of food left. But since I bought some milk, um I can make those banana nut muffins that they say just add milk. So that's enough to stretch a little longer. And I would like to see about that the sweet pea pie that I wanted to try to make. So yeah. I've been battling well, earlier this morning and later this evening, been battling gnats. And I've been battling gnats and mosquitoes. So I think I kind of overdid it a little bit because I was at wit's end and frustrated and thought that, well, maybe if I do put some drops of the peppermint oil full strength, if I put the peppermint oil full strength, then maybe it might be more effective at keeping those bastards away. But yeah, the critters like the gnats and everything left me alone until dinner time. And then the gnats came back with vengeance. They came back with vengeance, the gnats. But they left me alone all day after I bought the peppermint oil. So then, I added more peppermint oil, and my stomach feels a little bit irritated. Not a whole lot, but it feels a little bit irritated from the peppermint oil. But I try to use a spray bottle. My other spray bottle, it just does not work anymore. So when I was at Dollar General and they had the girl that was, I guess, looked like she was doing inventory. She wasn't one of the managers. And I don't know if she was a perp or if she just had an attitude. But she had an attitude with me trying to ask her, about any spray bottles. Because I got this spray bottle from there. I had 2 of them, but one of them fell on the ground. And broke. So I have another one that it just won't work right anymore. So and I know that if I would have put just like 20 drops of peppermint oil in with some water and then shake it up and spray it with a spray bottle as good as this, then the peppermint oil could stretch me longer. And so the peppermint oil usually will have like a nice pleasant smell if it's not overwhelming or overdone too much. But if it's overdone too much, but I didn't notice any diffusers or anything. I just got the oil and figured I could just put it in a spray bottle and spray it. But I need to get my behind down the other way to see if they open that new Family Dollar up. But I don't know what those bastards were thinking, that they think a small town can just live off a Dollar General. And I'm like, they should have, where they have the Family Dollar, they should have put an HEB right there. They should have put an HEB right there. But, well, I guess what's done is done now, but all those decisions weren't made until, they were already, I guess, making the new Dollar General, because I was brand new here and just got here, and everybody, the new Family Dollar. And everybody was gossiping and rubbing their hands together, waiting around, excited for the new Family Dollar to open. Because, like, only one small little store in town that's not even a real grocery store, just a Dollar General, and that's it. And now it's the Family Dollar Dollar Tree. And they had the 7-Eleven. But I read online, somebody said that this town is just 3 miles long. That this town is just 3 miles long. So to get into Victoria from here, I think it's like a 10-minute ride to get to that gas station. And that's like $18 for one-way Uber ride. Just to get over there. Or come from there to over here. But to go into the city, deep into the city, like by where the DMV and everything is, if you took an Uber over there, that would be like $40 or $80 round trip from over here. But, it's hard to get that free transportation. It's only weekdays during certain hours, daytime and weekdays only. So, it's a struggle to get transportation. So, I would like to walk around and explore the city, this little town, some more, but it's like if I ain't being harassed and attacked by mosquitoes, it's like I'm a fucking mosquito magnet. I am a mosquito magnet. So, but I'm trying to do whatever I could, as best as I could with the little resources that I have to, try my best to take care of myself. And people don't even want that. And they don't even want me to improve or better myself. They just feel like Candy Grand Prix should be just canceled from society. Tonight, for breakfast I had, I had those those cheeseburgers. I don't think I'll buy those ever again. Those burgers. And I didn't even have chips, just the burgers and some juice. I think that's all I had. And then for lunch, I remember that's all I had. But then for lunch, I had breakfast cereal for lunch, and that was it. And then for dinner, I had the last of the chicken, and excuse me, I had the last of the chicken And I had the mashed potatoes. I got one more pack left. And I had some pineapples. I mean, the canned pineapples. And I got one more day left for that. So I have, still more applesauce. I'm getting low on farina, but still have a nice bit of oatmeal. I have no more peanut butter or almond butter. So basically, I have like a bag of fruit in the freezer, and I have a can of peas to make the sweet pea pie if I want to. And I also have one small package of the banana nut muffin that you just add milk. Excuse me. Earlier today, I just bought like 2.5 gallons of milk because I couldn't buy a whole gallon because my mini fridge being small. So I can't buy the whole gallon. I have to buy the half gallon. So with the mini fridge, I got 2.5 gallons of milk and one serving left of the pineapples. And I'm not counting the butter, the sticks of butter. I'm not counting the butter. So let's see what I got. I got 2 pie crusts. 1 can of coconut oil. I ain't counting that either. But I got 2 pie crusts, 1 can of peas. I got 3 days worth of applesauce. Probably 1 or 2 days worth of farina. 1 or 2 days worth of cereal. Honey, I'm not counting the condiments. I probably got 4 or 5 days worth of oatmeal left. So yeah, all I have in the fridge is 2.5 gallons of milk, 1 thing of juice that I bought, and 1 day left of pineapples, maybe 1 or 2 days worth of cereal. I'm not counting that barbecue sauce as a condiment. So I got 2 days of those beans left, and I have 2 days of the 2 days worth of the that pasta that I made. And so I have this small thing of shrimp right here. So I'm just showing y'all I got a few days worth of food left. Whoa, phone trying to slip out again. So yeah, I just got a few days, and I got this little, maybe less than a half a box of this pasta. So yeah, this must be, I hope it's working because I'm starting to feel a little bit pain and a little bit pressure as it's drying. So tonight, excuse me, what I did was I washed the dishes. I washed the dishes tonight. Earlier this morning, I mopped the floor. I took out the trash this morning and tonight. A couple of times today I took out the trash. Let's see. So I mopped the floor. I took out the trash twice. I washed the dishes. I washed the dishes, took out the trash, mopped the floor. What else? Oh, and I sorted out and pre-packed my laundry. And I'm saying right now, I don't think I'm gonna feel like doing laundry tomorrow. To be honest with myself, maybe I might feel the need to do laundry, but it depends how much sleep I get and how I feel. But it's a shame I had to stretch my clothes to almost, well, it's been over 2 weeks or like 2.5 weeks because of that incident. If it weren't for that incident that happened, that gang stalking incident, then I probably would have, washed my clothes, you know, a week ago. So I probably would have washed my clothes about a week or a week and a half ago, but I've been, trying to stretch my clothes and been trying to stretch my clothes and everything, just to avoid the doggone gang stalking and getting in any kind of so-called trouble. Me trying to stay to myself, keep a roof over my head, stay out of trouble. It's been a big battle. Well, earlier today, I ended up taking a nap. I think I took a nap from, I think it was 1:30 to 3:30. And I think y'all remember it rained. It supposedly rained earlier. Yep, the ground is wet. So it rained earlier. Excuse me. So, and I keep on procrastinating spiritually. I feel bad. I slipped up and need to get back heavy on Bible reading and prayer and everything. And so I was able to take a nap today. I think that the time today went by slow. So yeah, it's like the mosquitoes like to huddle around it, all up in the ceiling. So I think Louisiana and Texas mosquitoes are worse than Florida, at least worse than Pensacola. So but one thing I saw that made me sick. How is it that the popular fake TI perps that are playing both sides get undeserved recognition and glorification as being like true TIs in the fight or real Christians in the faith, when they gang up on and side with the perps and team up with the perps to bully me? And as I said, nobody ever really invited me to do like a duet live stream to talk about my targeting experiences or anything else, you know. And so today I haven't really had anybody to block me today on TikTok. I mean, block or unfollow me today on TikTok. So but it seems like I'm on TikTok. I'm starting to get a little bit more support on my targeting videos. You know, a few people starting to be more supportive, you know, and give me some encouragement. So, I mean, but still, they won't even let my videos be on the For You page or go viral or, you know, I've been on my targeting videos. I'd be lucky if I get 20 views on my videos exposing the gang stalking or speaking any truth about much of anything. But every now and then the narcissistic abuse videos might blow up a little bit, but not always. But they make sure my targeting videos are suppressed. And here on this YouTube channel, how I could get like 150 views and 0 or 1 thumbs up on a video here on YouTube on this channel. And it's like out of 1,246 YouTube subscribers, I can't even get 1 thumbs up. So, and then on Twitter, people be fake and pretend to fake like my posts, my tweets, and they think they're too good to retweet my stuff, or like my stuff ain't worthy to be retweeted, or they'll ignore my shit altogether. Some so-called target individual community, y'all are, damn it. At least the few little supporters I have on TikTok, well, they never really reposted any of my videos, I don't think. But I'm glad, you know, a few more people starting to, you know, like and favorite. Like if they press the heart, meaning the like button and that bookmark, you know, then like and favorite my posts, you know. But only twice people wanted to duet my post or stitch. But from the beginning, I said no. I didn't want my videos to be open to duets or stitches on TikTok because I know that narcissistic abusers and gang stalkers would use the duet and stitch. They would abuse the duet and stitch on my videos just to counter and challenge what I say or try to gaslight, you know, my reality. Or, you know, if they would duet, just like they would have people who press the like button and favorite and share my post, and then just to make a smart ass comment or caption, you know, it's like they don't press the like button on my post because they like and respect the content. It's like they press the like button and favorite and then say something smart ass, like as if they want me to be put out there as an embarrassment. And I'm like, well, if you hate my post or if you said something really nasty, why would you favorite or like my post? But they do it to try to embarrass me. So I turned off the duet and stitch because I didn't want perps to take advantage of you know how like when perps when I would do a video exposing the truth about my gang stalking on YouTube, and they manipulate and twist things to try to discredit me and make me look really foolish, to the point they have even other professed targeted individuals looking at me crazy. Perps, and I'm like, if y'all targeted, why y'all listen to these perps? And y'all tell me to ignore them, but y'all sit there and friends with them. The same perps y'all telling me ignore, y'all friends with them. So yeah, if you ask like my posts get on your nerves, but that's the only reason if somebody wanted to press the like button or favorite or retweet, just so that they can be smart ass and put me out there to be humiliated, to be humiliated and look crazy and look stupid. So that's why I do not allow duets and stitches on my TikTok videos, even though I wish I could, but to protect myself from more gang stalking agony, that's another way to try to protect myself. So just like on my own blog, I can't even have control, rulership, or authority on my own blog. The perps who are my enemies, they fraudulently and illegally run my fucking blog. I don't get to have control over my blog. And just like they want, like, none of my short stories is in the top 10 posts on my blog. The truth that I've spoken, they're put out there so that the perps can give false proof of, oh, this how crazy she is, or look how crazy she sounds. Oh, this is proof that she's crazy. They want to put me out there as someone who's, supposed to look embarrassed and crazy. So, the harassment and abuse was so bad. Excuse me. The harassment and abuse is so bad that I can't allow comments on my I cannot allow comments on my blog, because it's like if you see all those comments, you know who be the type of people who read your blog. And it's like the so-called TI community, so-called targeted individuals. When I share my blog posts on Twitter, they ignore it. Only 1 or 2 people might like or retweet it. But it's like a lot of times I'm sitting here feeling like I'm sitting here, expressing my targeting like as if I'm just talking to a brick wall. I know I'm shadow banned, but at the same time, professed targets, they smear the abusive narcissistic fakes. They smear campaign and tell everybody stay away from me. But they have their minds made up and do not care to hear that I'm a real targeted individual. So if you've done a successful job to try to manipulate and convince people that I'm a fake TI, and at the same time you do a perp tactic to lie and say that I'm schizophrenic, you're not a doctor. You're not a doctor, and you do not have the authority to diagnose me, saying that I'm schizophrenic, crazy, and need medication. So, if y'all saying that I'm schizophrenic, crazy, and need medication, but you're not a doctor and you don't have the authorization to diagnose me, and but people think that they know you like a book from stalking everything you do and manipulating and twisting the reality about you. Like, Now, how can somebody gain donations of $750,000 within 2 days? That Daniel Penny motherfucker fraudulently and illegally got at least, probably more than that, $2.4 million in Give, Send, Go donations. $2.4 million. And Jordan Neely got his family got not even 100, I think it was like 139,000 or something. Not even 150,000. I'm mind boggled. And then Inside Edition put out a video saying, trying to say that, but they didn't show video evidence, but they just reported that, Daniel Penny, that he tried to perform CPR on Jordan Neely after his death or whatever. Well, that's exactly what psychopaths fucking do. But it's like, it should have been the other way around. Because they didn't even have any proof. They just parroting and repeating what the mainstream media is saying about Jordan. 44 arrests. Sounds like you were targeted by the police. Just like Ahmaud Arbery was targeted by the police. And then, everybody talking about, defund the police so that gang stalkers in your community can do the fucking policing and take matters into their own hands. Daniel Penny sold his soul to the devil. I promise y'all, Daniel Penny sold his soul to the devil. He sold his soul to the devil. So, I feel bad that I didn't look into Ahmaud Arbery. I didn't look into it sooner. I just kept on seeing like pictures and videos and stuff, and it just went over my head for months. And then later on, I did some research, and I'm like, whoa, he was targeted as well. So, Ahmaud Arbery, it seemed like everywhere he went, it's like he was always being targeted by police or something. But I don't know if they had these teenagers that were with him that tried to set him up. And they got let go. And then from one of the incidents, they got let go, and he was forced to have to go to jail. So if you got George Zimmerman, or those two guys, father and son, that murdered Ahmaud Arbery, or you got this Daniel Penny motherfucker, or, so yeah. But then some of y'all say back the blue like y'all defend the police, or talking about some Blue Lives Matter. Worshipping and idolizing the police who are your oppressors. So this motherfucker becomes a millionaire and is called a hero for murdering somebody who, for meddling in somebody's business just to murder, for an excuse to murder them. And they all justify it. But, so, I mean, like the foster brother Joe, I told y'all about how he would, brutally beat me to a bloody pulp, and then hours later act like he want to take me to the doggone movies. Or, try to pretend after you, Just like he tried to pretend to be a fake savior hero after he nearly succeeded at murdering that foster boy Ernest. And it's like how, like my twin sister know the story better than I do. But that foster boy Ernest, well, my twin sister waited. I guess she was afraid of herself having the same thing happen to her. But the foster mom, Adrian Felder, has a son, Joe, that foster brother, Joe, a straight up psychopath. Joe wasn't like that before the military, though. He must have sold his soul to the devil in the military. But then they got that Illuminati bloodline. His dad was already famous. Now, when we were 4 or 5 years old and Joe just went into the Navy, Joe was cool, calm, and collected. You know, we used to play with him, hang out with him. We were little babies, you know, toddlers, like 4 or 5. But after he got out of the military, we were 9 years old. Something happened to him. I don't know, but as soon as he got out the military, that's when he started the brutal attempted murders and brutal and like what Daniel Penny did to what he did to Jordan Neely, the foster brother Joe used to do us like that. Like I was 12 years old. I think I told y'all this story about how and I was just started 7th grade. And me and the foster cousin James, Joni's brother James, had like a small argument. You know, and I was like, don't say a certain number. I'm like, don't say that, you know, and he kept saying the number on purpose to make me mad. So I'm like, don't say that. Don't say that number or whatever. And so then, and I was mad at James because me and James, I forgot what we argued about earlier that day. But then Joe just came out of nowhere and just brutally beat me for no reason. I mean, you know, Joe wasn't going to put his hands on James. Because James was of the male gender. Joe would not put his hands on another man, but you got all this stuff for a woman, though. So, okay, it's now Wednesday, May 17th, 2023 at 12:02 a.m. in the morning. So, it took almost a whole hour. It took over a whole hour for this to dry. This looked like it's dry, but this still got some drying to do. So I'm just experimenting and trying it out. So, excuse me. So, I wonder how can Daniel Penny sleep at night, though? How can he sleep at night? Because the media brainwashed everybody, brainwashed even him to believe he's right. So, this is what the world has come to. Unbelievable. I mean, so y'all just parroting what the mainstream media is saying. Oh, and then look, the people parroting the rumors can't even get the rumors straight. If they want to say, oh well, Jordan Neely, oh, he assaulted a 65-year-old woman. Oh, he assaulted a 69-year-old woman. Or, oh, he assaulted a 67-year-old woman. Oh, he assaulted a 66-year-old woman. Y'all can't even get the woman's age right. Oh, he tried to kidnap a 7-year-old boy. Or he he assaulted a 6-year-old girl. Or he tried to rape this person. He tried to do this. He tried to do that. Y'all can't even get your rumors straight. And out of over 40-something arrests, I haven't seen any mug shots. But the media is telling y'all, you know. So now, what if Jordan Neely would have been awarded $2.4 million just for asking for food and water, and if he could have, but no, y'all only, the same people who donated after he's dead, y'all could have helped feed him when he was alive. He wasn't a criminal or a bad person. He'd been through a lot of trauma and heavily targeted and trying to survive the best way he could. So it's, I mean, yeah, so Daniel Penny is a gang stalker. And, defund the police so that they can have more community policing of citizens unjustly, abusive, power-hungry, narcissistic, fake citizens abusing their power, to try to punish and control, use that humiliating violence, to try to punish and control, and I think, as I said, Trayvon Martin was targeted. George Zimmerman tried to be like a fake community police, but George Zimmerman was not a white dude, but they falsely paint him as white. But I heard he's mixed with some white and Hispanic, and I don't remember what else he's mixed with, but he's supposedly biracial or multiracial or whatever. But they try to make it as a black versus white thing, But George Zimmerman is clearly not white. But, they made it, a race thing. But the truth is that, sorry, they had my eye itching. So, Trayvon Martin was a blood sacrifice for his Freemason father, Tracy Martin. Tracy Martin, got higher up in that Freemasonry. So that's why Trayvon had to die. Over some doggone Skittles and tea. And then you hear about, police brutality. Look at Tamir Rice. He was 12 years old. They say he was playing with a toy gun or something like that. Well, we used to play with squirt guns, toy guns, whatever, and back in the 80s. But, an abusive, narcissistic Karen, I think, called the police on him. The boy didn't even get to explain. That boy got 12 years old, got offed by the cops. And you hear about Eric Garner, Sandra Bland, Chris Dorner, and some other people I can't even think right now. All those. Oh, and Michael, what's his name? Michael Brown from the Ferguson. Remember him? George Floyd. Well, I heard that George Floyd was a distraction and a psyop. Well, I don't know which one, all of them, which ones were, a psyop and which ones were the real deal. But I heard George Floyd was a Freemason, and I heard that he was dead and cloned. So, yeah, people don't care about you and they treat you like you ain't shit until after you're dead. Then they feel sympathy for your family members who never cared about you. And then people feel sympathy for your family, the family that sacrificed you and then they get all this GoFundMe money. And that's why I think that I'm not saying it's real, but I'm saying I speculate that Jordan Neely's aunt blood sacrificed him. And so certain places he didn't feel safe at, I heard. So yeah, and I think he was MK Ultra. I think he was MK Ultra, and come from, like, his own mom was killed the same way he was, like when he was 14, and of course he dissociated, and so you don't have to be big and famous or rich in order to be MK Ultra or Masonic. But I'm just saying, the conclusions that I've drawn based on certain research and everything, so that website, Mind Control Black Assassins, I'm wondering if they had anything to say. I don't think he's blogging anymore. Maybe, I don't know, but so but yeah, that's why I say I had even been targeted by the police and been told that the police got me under surveillance. And that's why I say people pretend to care about you. Nobody cares about you until after you're dead. And then after you're dead, then they pretend to fake care. It's just for self-righteousness and to make themselves look good. And then before you know it, like, it'd be not even 3 months later and they go back to bad mouthing and talking shit about you. How crazy you were and this and that, whatever, So they got people who know the truth, or who at least critical thinking enough to draw conclusions to what could be close to the truth, rather than just they manipulated things to make Jordan Neely look like a bad person. And I'm glad he has a nice handful of people that defend him and want justice. But it seems like like in the crime in New Orleans, my hometown, people feel like they want Mayor LaToya Cantrell out, and then she's been involved in some scandal. I heard she's not even from New Orleans originally. I didn't know she was from Compton, California, or something like that. So I thought she looked like a New Orleans. She got that New Orleans look. Maybe she had family from New Orleans or whatever, but everybody was excited to have a female mayor. And so crime was really bad when they had the superintendent Sean Ferguson. But I don't know the deal on what happened, but he's no longer the superintendent of the police anymore. I think I heard something about that that he stood up for what's right or spoke the truth about something, and they fired him or let him go or something. I'm not sure about all that, but he must have, knew too much about the corruption, and they must have got rid of him. So I cannot even look at NOLA.com. Even like almost a decade ago, I could not look at NOLA.com because there were several murders every day. And so people feel defenseless and powerless over all the carjackings, murders, and everything else. And no matter what the age, they got in New Orleans, they had 8-year-olds carjacking people. I don't know how. And I remember what happened to Linda Fricky. They try to say that those kids weren't mentally competent to stand trial. And it's just, what's the motivation behind, just committing crimes just to look cool? And figure that they know that they can get away with it. But I think I heard that New Orleans has a police shortage. So much that I think I heard that they wanted to bring police from other cities and states, especially from Mardi Gras. And they were even talking about bringing the National Guard in, is that the crime was so bad. And so, also, Mayor LaToya Cantrell likes to blame victims of crime and defend and agree with and make excuses for the criminals. So, they got that going on. So, I heard that some tourists woke up recently, I think it was on Mother's Day, that the tourists woke up to their windows being busted. Like, you go down there and go on vacation, and then that's what you come there to realize, that you wake up, your windows are busted. So, so yeah, it's just, yeah, it seemed like people in New Orleans, I don't know, like I've been hearing some people say Missouri and Chicago and Detroit being really bad with the crime. Like St. Louis, Missouri, I've been hearing about that for years. Los Angeles and the gangs, Miami, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah, I did say Chicago, Illinois, New York City. I heard that Oak Cliff, Texas was really bad with crime. Excuse me. And also Gardena, California. What's that city? It's just slipped my mind. The city above Greenville, South Carolina. Is that I just thought about it, was at the back of my head and the tip of my tongue. Spartanburg, South Carolina, I heard was pretty bad, dangerous and bad with crime. So I heard with so many so-called people transitioning from other cities to Greenville, South Carolina, being glorified as one of the best places to live. It wasn't for me because there's lots of gentrification there. Lots of gentrification and racism. And that's supposed to be the Bible Belt. So in gentrification over there, and they said that crime was increasing in Greenville, South Carolina, that they said that they never saw before, and it was from supposedly people who were not from Greenville, and they had massive amount of people who recently moved to Greenville and brought crime over there, crime and gangs and everything. And I thought that Pensacola, Florida was peaceful with little to no crime. I thought wrong. And I was advised to stay off Cervantes Street and Mobile Highway because I heard that that was where all the crime is. On that one street, all the crime, all the murders, prostitution, the projects, and everything else. The hood, everything else. But it looked like the further north you go up Mobile Highway, past Michigan Avenue and Softly Field, you keep going further north, is less hood and more peaceful over there. But from Michigan Avenue and Softly Field and Mobile Highway on further down south, the further south you go, that's the more hood and more crime. And Pensacola Village is pretty bad. And certain areas of, I guess, West Pensacola is pretty bad. Like they were saying, the Truman Arms is like very crime ridden and very bad over there. I heard they used to call it Truman Arms, but they changed the name of it. And I heard North Davis Highway was kind of dangerous. So in Greenville, South Carolina, they were saying that White Horse Road was a very dangerous area. But I'll tell you one thing, Woodruff Road, they have a lot of people. I didn't realize they were all gang stalkers trying to run me over with their car. But, they kept trying to kill me out there. People cannot drive. So, I'm going to go, it's 12:22. I just looked at my phone. Just looked at the time. It so happened to be 12:22 a.m. in the morning on the 17th. So, I'm going to go, and I'll see y'all later.